Wow, I'm kind of depressed a little bit. We got to get back in our living situation, back to living what we know. Because we're training for 9 months.
Mike Tyson just unleashed a jaw-dropping revelation during his live sit-down with Steve Covino and Rich Davis on Fox Sports Radio, and it's already sending shockwaves through the fight world. With raw honesty that felt equal parts unsettling and magnetic, Tyson left listeners questioning everything they thought they knew about the November 15th bout. Was it a calculated media stunt? A scripted circus? Or just a spectacular mess that spiraled out of control? Tyson's words weren't carefully rehearsed, they hit like uppercuts, unfiltered, unflinching, and impossible to ignore. This confession is about to ignite a whole new wave of chaos.
Covino and Rich Davis on Fox Sports Radio. And let me tell you,
for weeks, both Tyson and Jake Paul remained eerily silent, refusing to confirm or deny the storm of conspiracy theories that followed their controversial fight. But then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. Tyson finally broke his silence. And the way he did it? Pure Tyson. Uncensored, unpredictable, and towing the line between hilarity and discomfort. Whether you take his explanation at face value or think he's trolling the entire world, one thing is undeniable: Mike Tyson is still the ultimate showman. Every pause, every word, calculated or chaotic, held the audience in a trance.
No, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little.
Sir, did you watch it back or anything, or no?
I never watched the fight. No, I haven't.
While the spectacle brought in millions and the payday was astronomical, Tyson's emotional takeaway wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of basking in glory, he confessed something stunning: he felt depressed. The man who once walked into arenas radiating fear and fury admitted the experience left him deflated. For Tyson, the fight with Jake Paul didn't offer closure or legacy, it left a void. In his own words, the emotional toll outweighed the physical punches, and that rare vulnerability added an entirely new dimension to the myth of Iron Mike.
What was he doing at the ring?
Oh yeah, a little bow at the end, he bowed.
That's the last thing I remember.
While the spectacle brought in millions and the payday was astronomical, Tyson's emotional takeaway wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of basking in glory, he confessed something stunning: he felt depressed. The man who once walked into arenas radiating fear and fury admitted the experience left him deflated. For Tyson, the fight with Jake Paul didn't offer closure or legacy, it left a void. In his own words, the emotional toll outweighed the physical punches, and that rare vulnerability added an entirely new dimension to the myth of Iron Mike.
Wow, I'm kind of depressed a little bit. We got to get back in our living situation, back to living what we know. Because we're training for 9 months.
In fact, Tyson didn't even recall much of the fight's technical details. No epic breakdown of combos, no discussion of strategy, just a vague recollection that he didn't sweat much. But the day after? He woke up in absolute agony. His chest, his core, everything hurt. For a man whose body once absorbed and delivered destruction like a machine, the soreness was unexpected and unnerving. It raised a chilling question: was this fight just a lighthearted exhibition, or was it the last time Tyson's body could survive a night under the lights?
What's next?
It was the real fight.
And what's a Mike Tyson fight without a cloud of controversy hanging overhead? The internet lit up with theories almost instantly. Some fans insisted he pulled his punches, treating the bout more like a practice session than a war. Others speculated it was age finally catching up, that the knockout king of yesterday simply didn't have the venom anymore. The footage became a forensic crime scene for armchair analysts, each frame scrutinized for proof that anything was off.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it.
You didn't even remember it. I heard
but my body was really sore.
It was sore the next day?
Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
A faction of fans went further, claiming the whole fight was scripted, a pay-per-view soap opera designed to keep the Jake Paul train rolling. Tyson didn't push back hard. On the contrary, he chuckled, shrugged, and openly admitted on air that he barely remembers the fight at all. Was it adrenaline? Was it trauma? Or was it just Tyson being Tyson, saying the most shocking thing possible to keep the mystery alive? Whatever the truth is, his ambiguity only deepened the drama.
Clips where, you're holding back a right-hand punch, in my opinion as a fan, to not be exposed so that you don't get hit. Is that what was happening in that clip, or you don't even know?
What was happening? You have to show me. I was just, listen, know what I remember?
No.
Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jacob doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
But here's the kicker, over 108 million people tuned in to watch Tyson's latest chapter. That's not just boxing, it's cultural gravity. It's a testament to the fact that, decades after his prime, Mike Tyson still commands global attention. Whether he's throwing punches or just throwing shade, Tyson remains must-watch television. Even when the punches are light, the headlines are heavy.
Not at all. Listen, I wouldn't have realized any of it if it went 3-minute rounds. I didn't realize it.
For Tyson's family, the surreal nature of the event hit even harder. For years, they'd known him simply as Dad, the guy who dishes out life lessons at dinner, not left hooks in the spotlight. But this fight put them face to face with the icon the world worships. Tyson admitted it felt strange having his children see that side of him, a persona he'd kept mostly private. For them, it was a moment of pride, awe, and disorientation. For Tyson, it was a reminder that even legends wear different masks at home, and sometimes, those masks collide.
After I woke up, I told my wife, why did I do that? I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
And what was her response? Like, what was your family's response to everything?
They were just supportive.
The fight wasn't just a media spectacle, it became a deeply personal moment for Mike Tyson and his inner circle. For years, his children had only glimpsed the legend through stories and highlight reels. But on this night, they witnessed firsthand the magnetic force their father commands. The roars, the admiration, the awe from millions, it struck Tyson on an emotional level. It wasn't just validation as a fighter, it was a moment of connection, allowing his loved ones to truly understand the unbreakable bond he shares with fans across generations. For a man whose life has zigzagged between chaos and greatness, it was a rare and touching full-circle moment.
Yeah, I am happy my family saw that. But we don't normally go around and talk about me fighting and stuff. I say I'm a fight, and then they say, Dad's gonna fight.
But of course, this is boxing, and more importantly, this is Mike Tyson. So any warm, fuzzy feelings were short-lived. No sooner had the bell rung than the internet detonated with conspiracy theories. Rigged. Staged. Fake. A clip of Tyson appearing to pull his punches went viral within minutes, and suddenly the fight became a digital crime scene. Was he going easy on Jake Paul? Was it all a scripted spectacle cooked up to boost Paul's brand? Jake Paul's camp quickly hit back, blasting the accusations as not only false but insulting. They reminded critics that the fight was professionally sanctioned and that both men trained hard. But boxing fans? They're relentless. Once a theory is out there, it takes on a life of its own.
What we were talking about, that fight was such a big ascender. We were so up and high. We were so excited. The fight's over, boom. Wow, I'm kind of depressed a little bit. We got to get back in our living situation, back to living what we know, because we're fighting.
Naturally, Tyson didn't douse the flames. Instead, he practically poured gasoline on them. During a post-fight interview, he was asked point-blank about the suspicious moments caught on camera. His answer? A signature Tyson shrug and a vague, almost amused, "I don't know what they're talking about." Combine that with his earlier admission that he barely remembers the fight, and it was the perfect storm for online chaos. Was Tyson being candid? Was he playing coy? Nobody could tell, and that's exactly why the internet exploded with theories. The mystery only made the moment more intoxicating.
They have to be trained.
Now, Mike,
Jake punches hard.
He does. I know. He's a big dude, man.
Why hurt so bad?
But Tyson didn't stay stuck in the controversy. Instead, he shifted gears and kept building, literally. Enter Tyson 2.0, his cannabis brand that's become a pop culture phenomenon. Only Mike Tyson could transform one of the most notorious moments in sports history into a thriving edible business. And he did it with swagger, vision, and unapologetic style. What began as a headline now has shelf space in dispensaries across the country.
At 58 to do it, finally.
I don't know.
Just
let's fight, Jake. We talked about it for years. Let's do it.
The flagship product? Mike Bites, yes, gummies shaped like Evander Holyfield's ear, a cheeky and chewy nod to their infamous 1997 clash. What could have been a tasteless gimmick turned into a gold mine. These gummies aren't just flying off shelves, they're dominating the market. In a move that perfectly blends business with self-parody, Tyson once again proved that no one flips the script quite like him. His transformation from heavyweight destroyer to cannabis kingpin is not just impressive, it's genius.
See, is that your house right there?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're living in a beautiful place.
Yes, I am.
Looks like you're living large right now.
Very fortunate. I'm very fortunate. Yes, thank God. Allahu Akbar.
And Tyson's empire isn't stopping there. He's teasing a new Netflix special that promises to go deep into his world, the unfiltered stories, the absurdities, the highs and lows, all through Tyson's own lens. It's not just another washed-up boxer doc. It's entertainment with teeth, attitude, and storytelling power. After making millions laugh in The Hangover, Tyson's ready to take the spotlight again, not as a relic, but as a reinvented icon. Fans are salivating for it. And let's be real, we are too.
Tyson 2.0. Last time we saw you in Vegas, you handed me a bag of your Mike Bites, the edibles. Fantastic. I loved them.
Then came the butt cheeks moment. Yep, we're going there. After a post-fight clip of Tyson's backside made the rounds online, he leaned into the absurdity, jokingly pitching a new edible line called Sweet Cheeks. It started as a playful jab, but with Tyson, nothing's off the table. Fans latched onto the idea instantly, turning what could have been a punchline into a legitimate product pitch. Tyson's ability to turn memes into merchandise is unrivaled, and it proves he doesn't just survive in today's internet age, he thrives in it.
Tyson 2.0. Well, tell us what we got to be trying, and what do you recommend for a guy that's open to this?
Hey, I recommend you try everything.
Yeah? Open your mind up?
You try everything, yeah.
But don't let the humor fool you, Tyson remains deeply committed to the sport that made him a household name. He's taken to praising a new generation of boxers, including standouts like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Tyson's respect for their work ethic, crowd-pulling power, and natural talent speaks volumes. In his eyes, these young lions could usher in a new golden era. And of course, he had thoughts on the heavyweights, especially Tyson Fury's recent loss to Alexander Usyk.
I think it's gonna be the ass now, but
The Tyson butt cheeks.
I don't know, guys.
Yo, Mike, you should come out with an edible, Tyson's butt cheeks, right? So that people can eat it.
Oh, I like that.
You
one.
like that? Tyson's cheeks.
Yeah?
Oh, sweet cheek.
Yo,
Tyson's sweet cheeks. I can see it now.
you know what?
Tyson didn't sugarcoat it. He pointed straight at Fury's early round sloppiness as the critical misstep. It wasn't a brutal takedown, it was more like a sharp reminder from one great to another. Fury, he suggested, needs to tighten up and stay sharp. Because when you're at the top, every minor lapse gets magnified, and against a technician like Usyk, it's the difference between winning and walking away stunned.
Any of those dudes have the same fighting guts, like of the Devin Haney's, Tank Davis's, Ryan Garcia's, Teofimo's, of that.
Those guys are tough. We can't overlook those guys. Those guys are tough guys. They're just for a different era.
Fury Usyk coming up at the end of the month. The rematch, Fury Usyk 2. Any thoughts on that? Because I know you have connections with Tyson Fury.
I know, but Tyson Fury could have won that fight if he wasn't playing around early in the fight.
I agree.
Fury looks up to you so much. Did you feel bad going against him?
I don't even know how that happened, but it happened. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Well, Mike.
With a Fury Usyk rematch already brewing, Tyson's comments have only poured fuel on the anticipation. His insight carries weight not just because of who he is, but because of how he says it. Mike Tyson is no longer just a legend of the ring. He's a cultural force who's evolving, adapting, and thriving in ways nobody predicted. Whether he's building businesses, mentoring rising stars, or cracking jokes about edibles, Tyson proves time and again, this legacy isn't a chapter that's over, it's a story still being written. And in typical Tyson fashion, it's equal parts madness and masterpiece.